So settling into your cozy nest for our practice. Anything comfortable to move to lie down, please have a journal and pen or paper, pens, markers, crayons, whatever is easier. I also request that you have a small dish of the milk substance. We will not be necessarily drinking it, but you will be sort of messing with it as feels appropriate. So having that, and then just taking a moment to settle into the space. So you can sit, you can lie down. A lot of the practice today is going to be a little bit more experiential and nourishing because we are moving into the solstice. We are moving into the cardinal water season, and that is emotional. That is an emotional energy. We're coming out of the mental Gemini aspect and into the emotional of the water element. And so letting yourself find a comfortable seat or lie down, feel into your body, into your breath, give yourself a little shake, a little rock, a little shift. You might even just sort of start to move your spine. And just take a few slow belly breaths. Inhale through the nose, hold at the top. Exhale, sigh it out. And just do that a couple more times. Big breaths, fill your belly, fill your chest, and then sigh it out. You might even slide a hand to heart, hand to belly. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the heart, hold, and sigh. You can begin a little hum as we ground under the waning Pisces moon. We are in the last quarter moon phase, 1 week away from the new moon in Cancer. And as the moon is waning, the sun is waxing in the northern hemisphere. We are almost to our longest day on the 21st, the longest day of the year, and the movement into 0 degrees Cancer, which brings us into Cancer season, our summer season. In the southern hemisphere, you are at the almost to the longest night, the shortest amounts of light, carrying you also into the cardinal water season to nourish and support you through the winter. And this cycle is all about the seed. Cancer season is all about the seed. At winter solstice, it is traditionally where we plant the seed that we will protect through the winter. And at the summer solstice, this is the maturation, the fruition of that seed into its fruit, into its abundance before it begins to turn to harvest. And the energy of Cancer, the wisdom of Cancer, the highest vibration of Cancer is the energy that nourishes the seed to maturation. Nourishes the seed to maturation. And so take a moment to feel into your body and into your space under this waning moon and either the fully waxing or waning sun. There are powerful planetary energies also around us. We have 5 planets visible in the sky right now. That has not happened for many years or happened for many more. We are continuing to be in a time of change. Venus is getting ready to move into the sacral chakra in her journey to the underworld. We continue to be in a time of transformation. And so feeling into your heart and into your belly, feeling the land you are on, the earth, the air, the water, the fire. And then also feeling into your own body. So in the biological astrology, Cancer is related to the breasts or the imprint, the chest area, and the womb or the imprint or the low belly area. And so feeling into those spaces and feeling into perhaps the seeds that you had planted this year that are coming to maturation, to fruition, celebration, maybe feeling the seeds that didn't quite make it, the seeds you never kind of got around to taking care of. And again, in your own body, in your own biology, however your body is identifying or manifesting today, can you feel into the imprint or the quality of the belly, the womb, the chest, the breasts? And feeling into what is there today. Cancer is also ruled by the energy of the moon. the tides that rise and fall, the symbol of the crab with the hard outer layer and the soft inner layer, related to nourishment, nurturing, protecting. We enter the fourth house in the zodiac, the space of safety, home, roots, and our maternal lineage. And we also activate the part of the bottom of our charts, the IC versus the midheaven, the MC, which is our own personal home and roots. So in this cycle, we ask the question as we continue to dissolve the outer cycles around us, in what ways am I nourished or do I nourish? In what ways do I protect and nurture seeds until they are grown? Today is also Father's Day in the United States, and looking at the dynamics of mother and father and the way we as a culture have taken these ideas and made them ideals, these good father, good mother, bad mother. And again, these ideas of what it means to be a mother or a father biologically or via gender. And so as we are in the turning of the ages, as we are in this big shift that's been happening the last couple of years, each one of us is responsible, because Cancer and Capricorn, which is the opposite, the father and the energy of the full moon this cycle, they are the culture bearers. They protect the culture. Capricorn establishes the structure, and then Cancer nourishes and protects within it. It is the very old vision of the masculine being the hunters and protectors of the village, and then the feminine being the mothers and the healers within. And of course, we're in a time where we go beyond gender, we go beyond these ideas, and we get to really decide for ourselves, what does it mean to nurture, protect? What does home mean? What does mother mean? This is the cardinal water sign, and for me, I connect Cancer to the ocean, but also to the quality of milk, which comes from the breasts of mammals. That's literally why we are called mammals, because we are able to produce milk, and maybe not every single one of us individually, but as a species, that is one of our identifying energies. And that milk is also an ancient archetype. There are Hindu and Vedic myths of the oceans of milk being churned to bring out wisdom and treasure and awakening in the divine feminine. And so as we sit in circle today, as we move towards the solstice, as we move through Cancer season, this will kind of be a slow tidal move of Cancer, as the sun will enter, and then the moon will enter, and then Mercury, and then Venus. And we'll sort of have this slow pulsation of Cancer, of these waves moving through us, asking, how do we connect to and redefine the milk, the mother, the seed, the home? And so just start to feel into the body, into the breath, the milk, the mother, the seed, and the home. And there's a little poem I love of Rupi Kaur that I want to sort of open this energy with. You want to keep the blood and the milk hidden, as if the womb and breast never fed you. You want to keep the blood and the milk hidden, as if the womb and breast never fed you. And while again, these energies are not necessarily specific to each one of us, but as a culture, we are in this shift right now where we are still trying to keep hidden our power secrets, our dark secrets, our shadow, and also resist the possibility of nurturance and pleasure and reciprocity that is available to us. This movement between Capricorn and Aquarius, and moving from shadow to light through this pulsation. And again, of bringing back our own unique ways that we nourish and nurture and share our unique mothering and milk, right? The elixir of the milk, of the white, the ovulation fluid, the breast milk. Take a big, big breath into the heart, the chest, the breast, into the belly, the womb. Hold there. And then sigh out. And again, feel what is in your body. And even as I speak these words, right? Milk and mother and seed and home, we all have grief and shadow and outdated ideas. Again, this is an energy of emotion. This is an energy of sensation. The sign of Cancer, the symbol for most of us, we identify it as the 69. It kind of looks like the 69, but really that symbolism comes from either the crab claws of the crab or the breasts. But I also had a teacher that said to her it looked like the tides, and the moon pulls the tides, and that movement of that. And I also, though, even though Cancer and Capricorn are often associated with like a procreative energy, sort of even just that cultural idea of 69 being a position of giving, receiving equally, and not a position of trying to make babies. And again, this redefining each one of us can do of Cancer as this martyring, surrendering mother who is always just this like perfect, innocent creature. Again, this Virgin Mary, this Mother Mary, and again, being a woman with breasts and belly and able to give and receive pleasure, even as she nourishes her seed. And so letting yourself breathe into that. Today, we will continue to work with the shadow and light, because even though the solstice is the longest day in the Northern Hemisphere, right after that, we start to move towards less light. And the same thing in the Southern Hemisphere. This is the longest night, but right after you move towards more. And so there's always that movement of light and dark and sun and moon. And the sun and moon, depending on who you talk to culturally, sometimes the sun is masculine, sometimes the moon is masculine, sometimes they're both female or male. So again, moving beyond these limited ideas of male, female, woman, man in our energies and our archetypes, and looking at each one of us where we carry these codes. And so I do want to invite you through this month to look at any placements in Cancer you have in your own chart. In your 4th house, which is home, roots, and safety, this is usually where you seek those things or where you find them. And then also in that IC, so whatever opposite of your MC, that is the home and roots project, how you create your own home. So the 4th house is sort of where that has been for you. And then also your own moon sign, because the moon is what moves the tides and rules Cancer. So oftentimes the moon relates to our, how we mother, our matrilineal and emotional ancestry. And so all of these areas have placements for healing, for awakening, and for understanding at this time in the world how you take responsibility for your ability to choose the seeds that you nurture to growth, and then how you let them return to the earth. Take another big, big breath in. Hold in the heart, in the belly, and then sigh out. And if you are sitting, I want to invite you to come to any position where you can just start to create some circular movement, some wave-like movement. And that can look like just doing some circles from a seat or from standing. If you're comfortable in a tabletop position, that might be circles there. Or even like a cat-cow movement. So again, just thinking about it embodying circles or waves. So whenever we want to move out of the mind into the emotions, oftentimes we work with the circle. And just start to soften the jaw and breathe. And if you're able through the practice to check in with your chest, breast, heart, your belly, womb, feel into that, just whatever sensation. So we're getting beyond that good or bad, right? So if we want to think about that since 69 symbol, and we will actually be working with that. And again, to you, maybe again, seeing that reciprocity of pleasure for masculine, feminine, or however that manifests for your body, your pleasure. And then also, again, the crab with the hard outer shell, or even the breasts, the waves, and just trying to let your body sort of move in that kind of shape. Soften the eyes. Feel free to let out any sound or hum, or if there's music you can easily access that you like to move to that feels nourishing. And so again, what is safe? What is home? And for each one of us, we can look into our own charts to sort of see where that might land. But a lot of it does depend on the nurturing of our upbringing and also our adult life. For a lot of us, we had mothers that, for all intents and purposes, were not traditional mothers, or were not able to offer what our culture tells us mothers should or should not do. And same thing with fathers. A lot of masculine who carry strong Cancer energy, they struggle because they're not the big manly protector. They tend to be softer, more feminine, and sometimes that is not received well by the mother or by the culture. And so for all of us, we are redefining these roles for masculine, feminine, and beyond. And yet all of us come from the mother. We all come from this planet is made up of mothers and babies. That's what it's made up of. Mothers and babies, whether we're talking about the planet themselves, talking about each species, talking about each one of us individually. When we get past our polarity and our differences, every person on this planet is a mother and a baby. If you're doing circular movement, make sure to go the other way if you haven't already. And that churning, some of my favorite myths in the Hindu tradition is the ocean of milk, churning, all the demons and the gods working together to churn the ocean of milk, bringing up the poisons, the treasures, and eventually the goddess to bring balance back. And there is that in each one of us, the churning, the milk, the white fluid, the energy of the full moon. And again, the milk is the elixir, whether you were fed biological breast milk or synthetic breast milk, still the intention is the same, to nourish through milk. And most of us have some kind of milk that we work with, whether it continues to be dairy or non-dairy or plant-based, right? We still have a strong affinity for imbibing milk. And again, the mother energy, the shadow, the light, the toxic, the outdated, the new energy of the mother. And again, the seed that has to be nourished in our own way. Every person nourishes seeds in their own way. And depending on your family, your partner, how you nourish your seeds, your projects may be different. Most likely is different. And then home. How do we find home within our own bellies, wombs, chests, breasts, within our own blueprint, within the planet? If you're able to settle into a child's pose or a forward fold, let yourself turn your chest, breast towards the earth. Again, if you feel comfortable, you can even place your hands gently at your chest, breast, the imprint, and maybe draw some small circles, either with your hands together or separately. And just slide the hands underneath if you're in child's pose or in a forward fold. Breathing. And same thing with the womb, belly. You can slide the hands or just move your attention there, breathe. And then staying in sort of this space, we're just going to do a little bit of free form writing, not getting caught up in what we're thinking or doing. We are transitioning Gemini to Cancer, so this is kind of a good stream of consciousness, but let yourself grab your paper, your markers. And I'm going to call out those words, and I just allow yourself to write whatever comes up. And it doesn't have to be in a sentence. It can just be words, images, symbols. So again, taking a deep breath, maybe gently massaging your belly, your womb, your chest, your breasts, feeling into that space. Big breath. And then you'll write milk. And then just anything that comes up around milk, milk. Just breathing, writing, letting flow. It can be pictures, words, milk, milk. And then shift, mother, 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 writing out the word mother, and then anything that comes up after, symbols, sensations, words, colors, mother, mother, mother. And then seed, write out the word seed, seed, and then anything that comes up, seed, words, colors, images, seed, seed, seed. Just keep breathing into the belly, into the heart, seed, seed, seed. And then the word home, H-O-M-E, home, home. Words, sensations, symbols, home, home, home. And then stop, pause. Don't look at that. Take some deep breaths. Maybe you can draw some circles around your womb, your chest, your breast, your belly. And then on another page, or the next page, we're going to just begin to trace the Cancer symbol. So the Cancer symbol, I'll hold it up to the screen. It's essentially, like I said, the 69, that it is the crab claws or the breasts or the tides flowing. And so some folks, if drawing and symbols is more challenging, just draw it out once pretty big and then just trace over it and see if you can find a rhythm of tracing it. If you're someone where symbols come a little bit easier, then just do a bunch. But again, just breathe into that. And as we breathe, we invoke this energy. We invoke the cardinal water, the milk, the seed, the mother, the home. We invoke all the ways that we are called to nourish ourselves and others. We are calling all of the manifestations of the divine mother, the divine feminine, the caretaker. We are invoking the energy of sensitivity, of emotion, of nurturance, the emotional healing, the tides, the ocean, the moon. The solstice has been a holy day for millennia, and this particular solstice, the June solstice, has always been around this energy, the placing of the seed under the mother or the growth of the seed of the mother. And just let yourself stay with your breath, stay with your body. If you get distracted, rub your chest, breast, belly, womb. Just stay with the symbol. For some of us, symbols and drawing is a little clunkier than writing. You can even think milk, mother, seed, home, or any other way that this manifests, the crab, the ocean, the tides, nurturing, home, roots. Stay with it for just a couple more moments. And then stop, place the symbol somewhere that you can see it. And then once again, I want to invite you to just go back into circular movement or wave-like movement. And that can be a bigger thing now, maybe creating some bigger shapes, incorporating the side body or some flow, or maybe it's even smaller and more subtle, hip circles, seated circles. You can also just stay with massaging the breast and the womb in any way that feels good. I think that is an important practice for all bodies to massage and bring conscious touch to the chest, the breast, the imprint, the belly, the womb, as well as the yoni lingam or imprint of those organs. But for now, just stay with the breath, stay with the body. Allow that symbol of Cancer to be in your gazing point. Continuing to feel into just flow movement, fluid movement. Again, maybe feeling into those Cancerian energies, qualities, the milk, the mother, the seed, and home. Breathing into that space, feeling into your body. What does your body need to be nourished? And a lot of you do have practices, physical movement-based practices. What does your body need right now to feel nourished? And maybe that does look like coming to lie on your belly or standing up and jumping around. We all have different placements of Cancer, the fourth house, the IC, and the moon. And so what is nourishing, what is safe, what is home in our bodies is different. And it is a huge disservice that our culture continues to do by trying to tell us there is only one way to mother, only one way to nurture, only one way to find home. If you're doing circular movement, make sure to go the other way. Again, just feel into the chest, the breast, the imprint, the belly, the womb, the imprint, the milk, the mother, the seed, the home, or just the soft gaze at the glyph for Cancer. Gently inviting this energy in. Again, this will be a gentle rise through Cancer season, a slow movement of the sky into this sign. May we be nourished, may we be nurtured, may all of us be safe and healthy and happy and free. Take a big, big breath in. Hold, 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 and then sigh it out. I'd like to invite you now into movement or stillness for meditation. So if you happen to have props nearby and would like to take a reclining supported pose, one of the ones we do often in the moon yoga practice for this energy is reclining bound angle, where you may lay back on a yoga bolster or pillows and then bring the soles of the feet together. This is our bound ankle position. And if you do that, please support yourself in whatever way you can. We will be here for a few minutes. And then you'll lie back. And if you work with crystals and you want to place rose quartz or shells or moonstone at your heart, at your womb, or even just quartz or any stones that feel good, you can also place them in your hands. You cover your eyes, cover your body. So even just allowing yourself this position of nourishment is so powerful. Venus still in Taurus, which loves that nourishment and support. Again, moving into Gemini very shortly into the sacral chakra. So this whole month in the Venus mysteries is also around the sacral chakra energy, the belly, the womb. Again, that reciprocal pleasure. Letting yourself settle and breathe. Maybe a couple more circles around your chest, breast, belly. Let the breath begin to embody the ocean. And maybe that symbol of Cancer, like the tides rolling into each other, or the breasts, or the crab claws, or again, the giving and receiving of pleasure. Each one of us carries this imprint, the shadows and the blessings, again, churning the ocean of milk. That in a lot of ways is the metaphor for a spiritual practice. We churn the milk of the belly, the womb, the milk of the breast, the heart. However we identify, however our biological bodies manifest, these energies and archetypes are all part of us. And so calling in all parts of yourself that connect to these archetypes, those parts that perhaps are wounded through the cultural expectations of mother, of home, of safety, of breasts, of womb. Call back those parts of yourself that are worthy of safety and nourishment. Call in those seeds that are ready to move towards maturation and fruition, that are are safe to be protected and nourished, that you are ready to take responsibility for. In the dance of Cancer and Capricorn, may we come into this place of responsibility, of nurturance for all beings and the earth, and a restructuring of how we nurture, nourish, create homes within ourselves and others and the planet. Breathe into the belly and the heart. And again, if you identify with the womb and the breasts, imagine filling these areas with as much life force, light as you can, as the sun reaches its zenith in the northern hemisphere. And even the imprint here, the chest, the belly, also bringing in that light. Our bodies are miracles. We are all part of this mother seed dance on this planet. And the breasts carry, again, this imprint, this genetic mammalian connection. And for each one of us as well, our own grief and challenge, wounds, pleasure or discomfort or disconnect. Feel the belly and the breast, chest flow with breath and prana, calling in all parts of yourself to receive nourishment under this waning Piscean moon. Pisces, that is the empath, the healer, another of our water signs, helping to wash away this Gemini season and to call in the oceanic awakening of the Cancerian cycle, the solstice. Milk, mother, seed, home. Milk, mother, seed, home. Milk, mother, seed, home. Dropping into the heart, dropping into your heart and sensing what is here from this practice thus far. And we do plant a seed. We plant a seed at the beginning of the practice from the heart's deepest longing, and having stirred and churned through the belly and the heart and the breath, the mind and the emotions, what seed is ready to be revealed in this solstice light, offered to the Cancerian waves, clutched in the claws of the crab to be protected through the tides. The seed often begins with I am, and maybe something came up in the writing or the drawing. Maybe it's something simple of I am nurtured, I am home, I am safe, I mother, I am mother, I receive nourishing milk, I offer nourishing milk. For anything like this, there's no right or wrong. And again, these placements are so personal. But offer that seed of the solstice, of the Cancerian cycle, to allow it to be nurtured and grow during this time. Offer it 3 times deep in your heart. Let it fill your heart and your belly. And then just as once the babies are mature, the mother is intended to let them go, let it go, as though you were tossing the seed into the ocean, into the trusty claws of the crab to carry forward. Feel into the waves of the breaths. Can you imagine those waves to be milky and sweet, as though that ocean of milk is churning within you? And as we move through the body, imagine that healing, nourishing, life-giving nectar to flow through the body parts, clearing out wounds, clearing out outdated ideas and ideals around these energies, nourishing with every touch. Feel that that ocean of milk flowing through your heart, and it flows up to your third eye, back to your heart, up to your right temple and back to your heart, to your right facial cheek and back to your heart, to the right shoulder and back to the heart, to the right ribs and back to the heart, right thigh and back to the heart, right ankle and back to the heart. For a moment, feel this tide, this pulsing along the right side of the body, this oceanic, milky elixir flowing out to the right side of the body, back to the heart, the right side connected often to the masculine, to the sun. As the sun reaches its points, it's standing still in the June sky. Feel the breath and the milk nourish the right side. And then again, feel the milk fill the heart and then flow to the left ankle, back to the heart, left thigh, back to the heart, left ribs, back to the heart, left shoulder and back to the heart, left facial cheek and back to the heart, left temple and back to the heart, and then up to the midbrain, filling the pineal gland, the pituitary gland with this milky nectar, and then back to the heart. And for a moment, all the breath, all the awareness on the left side, flowing from the ocean and the heart, the milky ocean of the heart, to the left side. The left side is often the lunar, the feminine, the energy ruled by the cardinal water, feeding and nourishing all the points on the left side. For flowing back to the heart. And then as you inhale, feel this milky oceanic wave rush out to the edges of the head, the fingers, the toes, and then flood back into the chest, the breast, the heart. And allow the breath to just pulse like this a little more on the inhale, feeling your whole body with this nourishing, milky, watery nectar, cleansing, clearing, allowing it to flow through you, creamy and smooth and sweet, flowing through the edges of the body, flowing through the blood and the bones and the organs, before feeding back into the heart. And as this pulse continues, as it feeds back into the heart and the chest and the breast begin to have more fullness, as this milky energy builds and breaks through stagnant or excess energy of grief in the heart, the breast. And as you allow the breath to continue to flow, bring your attention back to the heart, back to the chest, back to the breast. And again, imagine the right and the left being filled with this milk, flowing through the glands and the ducts, the cells and the energies. And if you are comfortable to really visualize your chest or breast area, the nipples, the shape, the skin, imagine them being filled with this milky energy, front and back and sides, crystalline white energy churning and moving through the chest, the breast, the heart. And then when the breasts are so full, the chest is so full, this milk energy pours down, clearing out the solar plexus chakra, moving into the sacral chakra. And again, this nectar of milk nourishes the womb, the low belly, the energetic or biological imprint of the ovaries, the uterus. Or again, filling this space of creativity, of sacredness, of sensuality, of creation and abundance. All that overflow of milky energy pouring through the solar plexus to the sacral chakra, ocean of milk churning and flowing and cleansing the organs, the cells. And as the sacral chakra is so full and shimmering, again, the release down into the earth, through the root, through the leg, nourishing the earth. You allow yourself to continue to breathe and rest as this ocean of into the heart or into the womb or wherever this energy feels more pronounced. I'm going to call out words, and I want you again to just feel whatever comes up around them, knowing this milky energy is still clearing. We're clarifying the mental and emotional palette. So bring your attention to the chest, the breast, the belly, or the womb. And again, feel into that word milk. Milk. And whatever comes up, it can be shadow, it can be light, it can be images. So we don't want to follow the story, just let it arise. It might also be smell or taste. Milk. Milk. Let anything related to milk move through your system, purifying and resetting the relationship to this life-giving elixir. Milk. Milk. Let the breath and that inner ocean of milk clarify, purify, feeling back into the heart, the chest, the breast, the belly, the womb, and the energy of mother. Whatever comes up, no stories, no judgment. Let mother rise in the body with whatever energy, images, textures, senses come up with mother. Mother. No, it doesn't about good or bad or right or wrong. Whatever mother is living in the body, however mother is living, let it come up here to be seen, be felt, be healed, be clarified and restructured with this ancient ocean of milk. Releasing mother, feeling the breath, feeling the heart, and the energy of seed. What happens when we call in seed? Where does seed move in your body? What comes up around seed? Sensing seed with color, texture, emotion, image, seed. The ocean of milk washes it away, and we call in home. Home. Feel into home, any outdated structures or ideas around our home. Let the breath and the ocean of milk bring up home in your body, in your breath, in the unconscious. Home. Home. And then the milk washes away, washes away. And again, let yourself land home. Where in your body do you feel most at home? And it's okay if an answer isn't clear. Notice the part of your body with the most sensation and see if you can gently settle there, settling into home. And as you settle into this home, see the waves of the milky ocean as they perhaps reveal what is alive in this space of home, what is home for you. For home is different for every single one of us. Let the ocean of milk flow into this home, seeing yourself in what is home. And as you see this image appear, this visualization, this solstice vision of you being carried by the ocean of milk into the place, into the space, into the image that is home. And as you step into your home, you realize you are holding seeds. And what are these seeds? What do they look like? What do they feel like? And where do you want to put them? In the body, in the home? The ocean of milk running nearby is the ocean or perhaps a stream or rain. You in this space with your seeds. And as you feel into the seeds, you recognize yourself as mother of the seeds, mother of this home. Your own unique embodied version of the mother that is needed right now, in this time, in this place. The mothering energy that you are responsible for. You feel feel yourself as mother, how does that change your body? How does that change the space as you stand embodied, carried on the ocean of milk to this place that is home, holding your seeds in the form of mother? Allow yourself to be here, see here, feel here. Take in all that is needed from this space. And as you feel the milk around you, as you feel the seeds near you, as you look to home, as you sense yourself as mother, a symbol appears. And perhaps it is a symbol we've already worked with today. Perhaps it changes to become uniquely yours. Perhaps it is a symbol you've never seen. And with a free hand, you begin to write that symbol lightly across your breast, your chest, your belly. No right or wrong, in this place that the milk has carried you home to, in this place where your seeds are revealed, where you step into your unique embodiment of mother. You receive this symbol as solstice gift. You gently etch it on your chest, your breast, your belly, your womb. You etch it somewhere on this land that is your home. You can ride the milk, the ocean to any time you need to connect to your seeds, connect to your unique mothering, connect to your symbol. You receive all of this and more. You are fully nourished and nurtured. You are home. You are safe. And gently, that ocean of milk begins to wash away all the images, all the energies. You continue to feel presence in the heart, the chest, the breast, the womb, the parts of your body that are home, and you call yourself home, and you call yourself healed, and you call yourself both the milk and the mother and the seed and the home. You are whole, you are home. You are needed. There are seeds only you can protect and nurture. You are home and you are whole, and call in your seed. Maybe the seed that you stated at the beginning of the practice, maybe it has changed. Maybe you again see that symbol that perhaps arised. Allow that to bring you back into this space as you offer the symbol, the statement, gratitude and appreciation as this journey is complete. Feel the body and the breath and the womb and the breasts and the milk and the mother and the seed and home, home, home. When you are ready, let your breath get bigger and fuller, like waves rising and falling. Maybe you eventually start to do little circles or shifts. Breathing or humming, again, letting your hands maybe gently massage the heart, the chest, the breast, the womb. Maybe tending to these areas with more tenderness and care over these next days and weeks. Another short poem I always love with these energies. The amazing Nayyirah Waheed. My mother was my first country, the first place I ever lived. That's lands. My mother was my first country, the first place I ever lived. So much of the healing happening right now, or that we hope to happen through the revelation of shadow and broken structures, is this redefining and resetting of our relationship to mother, to father, to each other. These outdated ideals and coming within ourselves. And also in astrology, this big movement towards defining planets and energies according to gender, according to the cultural ideals, rather than the higher concepts that will guide us forward. And so we are all grieving and mourning these outdated ideas, whether they were harmful to us specifically or not. And yet we all have this opportunity to churn through the demons and the gods and the poisons and the treasures to reveal our own unique way of mothering and nurturing that is needed at this time. And this time of year, regardless whether you carry a Cancer placement, we all have fourth house, we all have the bottom of the sky, we all have our moon energy, and this is how we create our unique formula for how we can heal and carry this energy forward for healing. So when you're ready, I want to invite you back to your seat. And I would like for you to take hold of your cup or bowl with your milk, and maybe just start to move with it, soft gaze at it. So interesting, the relationship to milk we still have as a culture. As I said, part of what makes us mammals is the ability for a large portion of our species to make milk for their young. It's one thing that separates us from a lot of other species. And again, whether or not that's something our bodies need to do in this life is, again, it's not required at all, because we all have access to milk. We all have access to this life-giving energy. We all have the milk that we can feed into our communities and cultures, and then also the pleasure of the white energy, the ovulation energy, the elixirs of orgasm and climax. And again, that's the sort of interesting cultural symbolism to Cancer being the 69, the breast, the claw, the tides, that we absolutely can call in a mothering energy that is pleasurable and nurturing and reciprocal rather than hierarchical and martyred. And so as you look into the milk, maybe you smell it, maybe you look at it. And at this point, I would like to invite you to maybe speak into the milk. Maybe you glance at the writing that you did around those energies and you begin to read the words. Maybe you just hum, maybe there's a prayer, an intention, maybe there's something you want to speak to the mother within, the mothers without. Maybe there was something that came up in the visualization that you want to speak into being, or maybe simply you want to just chant those words. Milk, mother, seed, home, but charge this milk that has been on the altar and charged during this time. And again, anything you want to bring into this ocean of milk, and remembering the ocean of milk churns the poisons and the treasures, requires the gods and the demons to reveal the goddess, the divine feminine. And so breathing, looking, sensing, speaking, singing into the milk, the milk that gives life, nourishes life, the white elixir of the divine feminine, also the divine masculine, right? White is the energy of creation and hopefully is aligned with pleasure and reciprocity and responsibility. And you can speak, sing, hum into the milk as long as you want. And that if it feels appropriate for you, and you don't have to, you can, when you're ready, either consider the Cancer symbol, or maybe if a symbol was adjusted or given to you, with your 1 or 2 fingers, you can touch the milk and you can gently draw that symbol at your chest, your breast, your womb, or wherever on the body that maybe there was a lot of sensation for either healing or home. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can always just draw it out on your paper again with the milk or on your altar. sealing in these energies. You can do it a few times, and this is again a practice throughout this month. The new moon on the 28th in Cancer, adding some milk to the bath, offering it to the earth. I know milk's not a great substance to keep out for very long, so you might want to offer this one out to the earth today, and then maybe fill up your milk again on the new moon and then on the full moon in Capricorn and give it to the earth. Or again, if you can give it to the ocean, the stream. And again, feel free to chant into it, draw your symbols with it, and just bring some reverence for all the ways that milk manifests. Again, most of us, we make milks out of almonds and cashews and oats, right? It is not this requirement that it comes from the breasts of animals. We are able to make this elixir in so many ways, and that is that sacral chakra, creativity and abundance, and each one of us having our own unique way to access and share the milk, the mother, the seed, and home. And when you feel complete, you might place the milk down and hand to heart, hand to belly. I offer prayer of gratitude to all the mothers and their babies, a prayer of protection for all the mothers and their babies, a prayer of awakening for all the mothers and their babies, for each one of us to awaken into the ways that we are being called and that we are absolutely necessary in the nurturance of ourselves and others and the earth. May we continue to redefine and recalibrate these outdated ways of viewing the mother, the father, the seed, the milk. It's very ironic, the shortages we're having with formula, the things coming up around women's bodies and rights and people of color and cultures at this time. So much is coming out of the shadow. And at these points of solstice, we anchor the light. We in the northern hemisphere are anchoring the most light, in the southern hemisphere, the least light. Again, this churning of the tide of the claws. May we each harness our own light and bring nurturing and pleasure and peace to the home, to the seed, to the mother. Prayers to the earth, to the air, to the water, to the fire, to the north, to the south, to the east, to the center, to the above and below, to all who love us. Take a big, big, big breath in, side out. You can do that one more time. You can hum or you can tone the ancient sound of Ma. Big breath in. Ma. All blessings be. Thank you for practicing. If you are joining on the replay and you have questions about Cancer placements, fourth house, I see any of that, reach out to me. Thank you. I hope to see you soon. Many blessings. Happy solstice.